Yo, Sanjay Uchiha here, people, giving you my review plus some additional extra stuff. You'll find out as we go along. But yeah, my review of the final episode of Naruto Shippuden. Man, I mean, I know this episode aired like 2 weeks ago. I've been busy, so I just kind of binge watched the last 5 episodes just a while ago, really and truly. I just thought I'd just make use of the time I have and just do my review. But this will be more than just a review of the episode. I'll be kind of giving my impressions on Shippuden as a whole. But yeah, let's get into it, really and truly. So I think I should do this in order, considering I actually didn't. I haven't reviewed Shippuden since what 493. So all I can say about the episodes in this arc, this final arc, which is the Konoha arc. This arc is based on the Konoha novel in the Naruto New Era project. And as you people, well, if you haven't watched the episodes, this arc really centers around Naruto's friends and well, yeah, his friends basically going around trying to get gifts for his wedding. And I must say the episodes were entertaining. I liked them. Some of them were kind of a bit slow, but overall they were really entertaining. Um they helped to foster really interesting character interaction, really and truly. I especially like the Shikamaru episode, and I love the Shino episode. Beautiful character development on Shino's part, which explains why he becomes a teacher in the end as well. All in all, I loved it. It's a these they're mellow, they're pretty chill episodes, not too serious, but I love them same way. But yeah, getting into episode 500, and I must say this episode was a masterpiece. Um, Prior to watching the episode, I had a problem knowing. I mean, it's impossible not to see. Well, even without watching the episode, it's impossible not to kind of be aware of what happened. And all over the net, I hear people talking about doing videos on the final episode of Naruto, it being the wedding, it not including an adaptation of chapter 700 of the manga. And I actually had a problem with that because like I expect these things. I guess I wouldn't say I'm a manga purist, but I really expected Shippuden to really go up to chapter 700. I really wanted to see that animated, but I know what they were. I know what they're going for, and I'll get to that. So it's kind of 50-50. But all in all, the episode, my general thoughts, it's amazing, impressive. I loved it. So kind of dissecting it now, and yeah, this is gonna be probably like a 15 to 20 minute video, but let's get into it. So we start off the episode with, in a sense, how the series kind of started off, and that is the first impressive thing I found about the episode. We start off with Iruka Sensei essentially having a flashback or a dream essentially of the time when he in episode 1 when Naruto stole the the secret scroll and learned the shadow clone jutsu, and essentially how him acknowledging Naruto really helped to set him on his path. And this is an interesting way for them to start the final episode, because in a sense this is how the first episode of the entire franchise started, and it kind of feels like things are coming full circle. And it was just really, I don't know, heartwarming to see in a sense, but a bit sad because you're saying, yeah, things really have come full circle. But anyway, we kind of continue off what the arc has been building up, and it's the characters just finalizing all the gifts and the wedding proceedings leading up to the actual wedding, really and truly. We get to see Iruka go around essentially just doing his final pit stops before the wedding. Um, we get to see him actually, well, even before then, we actually get to see Naruto finally, because the thing is, one of the recurring things in these last few arcs is that Naruto hasn't been really present. He hasn't gotten much screen time, that is. So we get finally to see him. He comes over to see Iruka, and Iruka is kind of holding off on Ichiraku Ramen because he's been going there often, and he kind of wants to kind of save up so for the wedding. So Naruto comes and pays him a visit, and he's kind of teasing him that, well, Iruka was kind of curious, like, why is he with Hinata? And Naruto was kind of teasing him that, they're not married yet, so it's no big deal. And he's kind of teasing Iruka about how Iruka's still single. And it was kind of funny because Naruto's about 20 years old, and it's kind of funny seeing how he's teasing Iruka, who's like, what, probably late 30s at this point. So it was kind of funny. But yeah, so we get some exchange between them, and it eventually leads up to this this beautiful moment between them in which Naruto asks Iruka to come to the wedding and represents, basically, as his father. Essentially, he asks Iruka to come as his father, and I really felt that this this was beautifully executed, because from a character standpoint, really and truly, and it was covered in this arc from Iruka's perspective as well, in that Iruka and Naruto, they're both on the same page in the sense that they don't really see each other as friends per se. Like, that's not how you could describe their relationship. But when it comes to the wedding, it's like they don't want to think of each other as a. They don't want to think of it as like a teacher-student relationship, going into the wedding. It just wouldn't feel right. And so I think Iruka representing Naruto as a father really helps to bring the story full circle, in the sense that as a parent, parents are really supposed to help set their children on the path. And when you think about it, Iruka being one of the first persons to acknowledge, if not the first, to publicly acknowledge Naruto, in a sense, it's kind of representative of what, it's kind of symbolic of what a parent represents. So I think really Naruto doing this, it's it really speaks not only Naruto's character development, but really the quality of writing, of the entire Naruto franchise and this series on a whole. Things it just this episode just really does it just this franchise justice, really and truly. And one thing I loved about not only this episode but the arc is that it really paints Iruka as a much more important character, because we know he was important in the start. He was kind of cast to the wayside in terms of screen time and all that throughout at least 90% of the series. But what this last arc has done, it's really painted the significance of his character, and it helps remind the viewers of what really started Naruto on his path. And for what it's worth, I must say the anime executed this and added this flair to the franchise much better than the manga. That I can say with 100% confidence, and I absolutely loved it. So anyway, we get a lovely montage of the characters essentially wishing Naruto just congratulatory messages on his wedding, him and Hinata, of course. And it was just kind of emotional to see. It's just fitting. It's God, sorry guys. But yeah, just seeing seeing all these messages from the various characters, this montage, it really speaks to where Naruto's coming from. Just this kid that was alone, hated by everyone, who he's worked hard, he's earned and built bonds, and he's become a hero. It really speaks to the development of Naruto as a character and the development of the series as a whole as well. So that as well really made the episodes shine to me. Moving on from that, the next key point of the episode, which really speaks to the characters and their growths over the years, is it seems simple, but it's very, very important, and it's occurred at 2 points in this episode, and it involves the swing by the Ninja Academy. We see In case one, Iruka seeing a bunch of kids there playing on the swing, and he remembers a conversation he had with Naruto. Naruto saying that he was the first one to acknowledge him really and truly. And two, we see Hinata there by the swing. What this helps to signify is that these characters understand the significance of the swing really and truly, and what it means for Naruto as a character. And it's really touching, and it's really important in the sense that it's good to have people around you who really understand you and understand all the shit you've been through, honestly speaking. And Iruka aside, like having Hinata there, it speaks volumes really and truly. Having your wife understand you to such emotional depths, it's heartwarming, honestly speaking. And I'm sure any guy on there knowing that your wife understands them to such a degree would be happy. So that, for what it's worth, definitely added to the episode. um so we eventually do get into the wedding proceedings, and I must say the art and animation, I mean, we aren't talking about action, but the art and animation, top notch. It's just beautiful scenery. We get a bunch of sakura, the cherry blossoms, that is. And it just evokes this feeling of the end, but it also evokes the feeling like we're moving on to a new stage, which we are. But I'll get to that in a bit. Sorry about that. So we get to see all the characters gather at the wedding reception, and all the Kage, all these people that Naruto's built bonds with, and really and truly we get to see the pairing off of a few characters like um Shikamaru and well, Tamari. Yeah, sorry, that was cool to see. Of course, they had their own episode in terms of getting Naruto's gift. We see Sai and Ino, we see Shino, we see Kurenai, we see her daughter Mirai, which is Asuma's daughter for all of you who don't know. But yeah, and of course, um, when I watched the last Naruto the movie, I felt I felt kind of disappointed that Sasuke himself wasn't at the wedding. But in this version of the events, we see that Sakura receives a message from Sasuke saying congratulations. Of course, I feel that obviously that's not directed towards Sakura, but I guess since she's available and the Hawk sees her, then fine. But I'm glad that Sasuke at least sent that to Naruto at least. Um, it's kind of 50-50 for me in terms of why he's not there, because I mean he's still on his journey of redemption, and probably he feels that he doesn't deserve to be there, which falls in line with his last big, well, second to last big character um transition or growth, really and truly. So it's not bad. I'm just glad to know that he still it's the kind of representation that he still generally cares about his friends. So there's that. Of course, we get to see Hinata. She's looking beautiful, honestly. And we get to see her dad and her sister. They're just so they're just so proud to see their family member getting married, and just a really emotional time. Oh god. It's just ridiculous to know that it's over, man. But let me just finish up this review. So we have all the characters, they're interacting, taking pictures, all of that. We get to see Naruto and Hinata, they get together, they're about to walk into the reception, down the aisle, and we have Naruto looking at the statue, the monument of the fort, while Hinata is she's basically telling, just basically honoring Neji's memory and saying, Neji Nisan, I'm getting married. So it's just good to see that it's good to see that she did that, because in a sense it's because of Neji's death that this union helped to push the bond in this union, really and truly. So it's great to see, man. And obviously the episode ends with Naruto and Hinata walking down the aisle, and we fade to white. Honestly, this was definitely a 10 out of 10 episode for me, honestly, really and truly. I I loved it. Like, it's the end of an era, people. Not just for Shippuden, but Naruto on a whole. I think people tend to forget that you can say Naruto, you can say Naruto Shippuden, but at the end of the day, it's still one story, and that is Naruto. At this point, this marks the end of both the manga, up to 699 point something chapters essentially, but basically still the end of Naruto, the manga, and the anime, which is a pretty big deal. Um, just to kind of, I guess I'll use the next 10 minutes to go over some just additional stuff. So if you stuck around this long, thanks. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, share this video, but it's not over. But just bear with me, people. Let's kind of just have a discussion and just reflect. Because for me personally, I started watching Naruto when it aired on Toonami. And funny enough, at the time when I was a kid, yeah, I was a kid. Yeah, obviously. Because this would have been like, what, 11, 12 years ago? Yeah, about 12. Because it did start 2005, right? Yeah, whatever. But the funny part is, how I got into it was my parents, they weren't home yet, so I had to stay with my neighbor, and like there was it was coming out premiering on Cartoon Network, but the thing is, the channel was it was just static. It was broken down, nothing. But the audio was crystal clear, so I ended up just listening in on the first episode, and then after that, I didn't taking anything Naruto until like a year after, where there was a guy at this computer store, and he was basically burning the episodes, essentially burning them onto DVD, of course, and he sold them, and I bought them, and I got into the Japanese in 2006, and I've just been watching ever since. And of course, I got into the manga about late 2007, 2008, and I've been reading ever since. So I've been juggling both the anime and the manga. Of course, I do feel that the emotional, like the significance of the end was much more significant. Was much more. The significance of it was higher like 3 years ago when the manga ended, but this still helps to hammer that nail home. Um, Really and truly, some highlights this entire series has. I know it means a lot to a lot of people. To some people, it might seem trivial, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. So that's it. Just don't make fun of other people. But the series really holds a lot of meaning to a lot of people. To me, to a lot of my friends, I know. Looking back on things, I mean, it's just been one crazy roller coaster emotions. I mean, like some cool moments throughout the series, like just Naruto and Sasuke, like Team 7 versus Zabuza, that first major arc, like the bell test in the beginning. I mean, everybody loves the Chunin exams. Crazy times, man. I mean, when Itachi came back for the first time to the village, oh man, great times, man. Like Naruto versus Sasuke in the Valley of the End, that round. Um, there's just the growth of Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura and Kakashi and all the characters over the years, man. Like, it's crazy. I mean, even getting into Shippuden itself, that was it's pretty hype, because seeing Naruto actually, and that's one thing I think I love about anime. Well, not every anime does it, but when there's a time skipping anime and you can see characters grow up, essentially, that is one thing I love. And I think getting into Shippuden, that was one of the things that got me hyped and even more pumped about Shippuden than the original Naruto. Even though it's debatable, you could still say that the original, like that first half of the, well, not half, but that, I think the first half, well, the anime Naruto, like how they brand it just as Naruto, I think that's the first 239 chapters. So I think that section of the story you could make a pretty strong argument for that it's better than the remaining, what, 400 plus chapters and equivalently saying you could say like Naruto is better than Naruto Shippuden, but debatable. But this isn't what this video is about. So yeah, I mean Shippuden itself, the entire franchise, it's anime specifically, that it's been crazy, man. Like we've had like tons of filler that like I think kind of dragged down the quality. But for what it's worth, it's looking back at it, it's like we put up with all of that, and looking back at it all, it was a fun ride, honestly. I mean, some cool moments I thought from Shippuden were like, I always felt that Sasuke helped to make the show even better. Honestly, as a Uchiha, I'm a Uchiha fan, so yeah. Naruto learning Sage Mode, honestly, the Akatsuki, like the mystery behind them, and these powerful guys, uh, like great moments. I mean, the death of Jiraiya, Naruto meeting his parents, the mystery behind the masked man, all the theories in the fandom, all those years, saying it's Madara, saying it's Obito, and it turned out to be Obito. Um, I mean, Madara coming back for real. The Fourth Great Ninja War, even though it's well, wait a minute, no negativity, but for what it's worth, yeah, the Fourth Great Ninja War, Madara, the Ten Tails, um, Pain. I mean, Naruto, the Four Tails. I mean, there's so many cool moments throughout the series, really and truly. Both epic, both and heartwarming, emotional, sadness, the feels. For what it's worth, Naruto will always be one of the best series to me. Honestly, it's just that good to me. But yeah, this has really been the review of the final episode of Naruto Shippuden. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out, or at least the last 5 episodes. Just binge watch. It's a great watch. Or last 6, because those are the Konoha novel-based episodes. So the last 6, if you haven't watched them, that would be a good watch for you. They're pretty chill, so you can just chill back, watch them. Um, Let me know what you think, especially if you stuck around this long to hear my entire review and kind of just looking back on, well, it's not that in-depth look back on the entire franchise, but I kind of just breeze over my thoughts, really. So yeah, let me know what you think, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, and I may post a link to my Discord chats, so look out for that. But yeah, just let me know what you think about the end. Of course, at the end of the episode we get a nice ending, a different ending. Well, same music but different visuals. With a lot of fan art, which was I found pretty cool. And to even add on to the episode, after the credits, we got the last, that time frame Naruto, in terms of with the black top and all of that. We see him taking off his headband and passing it on to Boruto. We got the trailer, which we got already and I covered, but we got the trailer again for Boruto, which starts Wednesday. So I couldn't, I couldn't, I couldn't let Boruto start, and as a channel that says Sanjay Uchiha, obviously I'm a Naruto fan, I had to at least try to review this and get it out before it started. Of course, I'll be reviewing Boruto weekly, the anime, and think I'm gonna try and make some time to review the manga as well to keep you guys up to date, because I know a lot of people, they're kind of iffy about transitioning from Naruto to Boruto, and that's because of the nostalgia factor and their love and respect for Naruto, the character, and the series, and I guess their fear that it might just not be as good. So if anything, I think Boruto has a lot of potential to stand on its own. It's not gonna be a Naruto. That's not the aim. From what I've seen, the producers and Kishimoto and I forgot the guy name of the guy that draws the manga though. but they're not going for that, which is good. Boruto needs to stand on its own. So there's that. So look out for that. Um, is there anything I'm forgetting to say here? Oh my god. I think I'll be doing some one-off Naruto videos, so look out for those as well. But once again, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Thanks for sticking around. Naruto, you'll always be in our hearts. Or something else cheesy like that. See you guys.